SRS, help, SRS. Hey there, guys. Joe Simons, like diamonds, salt strung here. You're wondering, Joe, have you lost your mind? It's SOS. No, it's not. It's SRS, and I truly do need your help, and it's going to take less than 60 seconds. Here's the deal. We've been approached multiple times by these advertisers who want to advertise on our podcast. We've said no to all of them because here's what they want to do. They told us on a 30 to 40-minute show, they want to put 9 advertisements. That means like every few minutes it is going to abruptly stop, and you're going to have to sit through a dumb advertisement. We do not want you to put you through that. It's a bad user experience. We are here to impact as many people as possible. So instead of us taking advertising money, all we ask in return is you do this one thing. It's going to take 60 seconds. It's the SRS. It's subscribe. That takes literally 1 second. If you're on iTunes, pause it right now. You can hit subscribe. If on Stitcher, same thing. So subscribe is number 1. R is review. Just take a few seconds and review this podcast. That's the number 1 way that Apple shares and recommends this to as many people as possible. It helps us make a massive impact and make sure that we never have to put ads on here. And the other one is to share it with anyone you think might love this message. So SRS, subscribe, review, and share. It would mean the world to us, and it helps get this message out there and this podcast out to as many people as possible and keeps it completely ad-free. So here is the message in the podcast for today. Hope you enjoy it. And if you can, please, 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 SRS, help, subscribe, review, and share. Thank you guys. Love you. Talk to you soon.
Welcome to the Salt Strong Podcast, disrupting fishing entertainment as you know it. Prepare to laugh. Prepare to get to know fishing legends in a whole new and unfiltered way.
And on occasion, you might even learn a thing or two about fishing.
Here's your host, Joe Simons, like diamonds.
The happiness formula. Hey everybody, Joe Simons, like diamonds, back again, Salt Strong Unchurched, talking about the happiness formula. I want to give a shout out to my friend and fellow Salt Stronger, Don Rice. This is Skill with People, the book that I mentioned last week. And there was another little chapter in there that I thought was too good not to share with you. And it was called the happiness formula. And it's so simple. This whole book is so simple. Like I said, it's 30 pages, and I highly recommend reading it, buying it, getting it however you can. It's called Skill with People by Les Giblin. And in this chapter called the happiness formula, he says, get into the habit of saying one kind thing to at least 3 people. So I'll repeat that. Get in the habit of saying one kind thing to at least 3 different people. Then see how you feel for having done so. This is the happiness formula in all of its simplicity. Because when you see the happiness and gratitude and pleasure that you bring to others by doing this, you will feel good. And there is so much joy in giving than receiving. The other thing, this is just based on the law of reciprocity, is it's human nature that when you are giving someone praise, gratitude, appreciation, they usually respond by giving even more back to you. And then all of a sudden you're surrounded by awesome, happy people who are all appreciating and giving and sincerely loving on each other. It's a whole lot more fun than being in some type of environment where everyone is negative and hateful. It really is wild how just being nice and genuine sets the stage of conversations. It sets the stage of your own attitude and the attitudes around you, and it could literally change an entire environment. I started doing the whole gratitude journal. I've talked about it quite a few times in the past. I talked about it in the one video I did about overcoming anxiety attacks, and that gratitude thing was massive. I kind of dismissed it at first because like, oh yeah, that's not really going to help me. I think we're all looking for some their cool little life hack, right? But so much of it revolves in terms of our feelings and our anxieties and even the thoughts of depression. So much of it revolves on these little small things, like just waking up and being grateful and writing it down or saying it verbally is so much more powerful than just having it up in your head. And that gratitude journal, if you're not familiar with it, what I do is every single morning, I do this religiously. That's one of the first things I do before my computer opens up or anything like that is I write down everything I am grateful for, even some bad things that I might not understand yet. That was a really neat kind of hack, if you will, or a trick to change what most of us would perceive as bad, like an anxiety attack, let's just say, for instance. And I would thank God for it. Say, God, I don't might not understand this yet, but I know it's part of your plan. And it almost like it disarmed that from hurting me or making me feel bad. So very, very interesting to give gratitude, not just for all the amazing things, but for even things that might not be as pleasant, that make you a stronger person at the end of the day. And then writing down all the people I'm grateful for. I write down obviously Jesus and my family, and that means wife and kids and parents and in-laws and family members, and write down team members on my team who've been with me a long time, and some who have not, who are new. Some just pop in my head, and I just write that kind of stuff every single day. And it's wild how it changes the course of my day. It's wild. It just puts you on the right direction right off the bat. And don't do it in your head. Listen, please just try this. Start writing it down, old school pen and paper. I buy those notepads, big stacks of them from both Amazon or Sam's Club if I happen to be near Sam's or Costco, and buy those big old stacks of those notepads, legal pads, a 12 pack of pens, and just get in the habit of doing it. I'm telling you, it will make you happier. It will give you more fulfillment. It will start changing the course and direction of your life. I shared, this was, now over a year now, I shared that 1 year love letters to my wife. So that was 100% about my wife. I wrote something I loved about her or appreciated about her every single day for an entire year. And I'm telling you, it changed our marriage. That simple thing. And she did not know I was doing it, but I started looking at her differently, right? Every day I'm writing something that I loved about her. And it really shifted everything. And of course, when I gave it to her, I mean, she's crying, I'm crying. She's like, that was the best gift anyone has ever given me in my entire life. And all it took was, I don't know, 7 minutes, maybe a day, every morning, of just writing one thing down that I was grateful for. And it really makes you dig deeper. I want to just give thanks. There's been, I think, 3 different people who've reached out and said they actually did it with their own spouse. And one did recently, and he nailed it. He's like, the first few months or so was kind of easy. I just come up with something unique. And he's like, honestly, it started getting hard, right? And it really made me really dive down and not just look at the surface level stuff about, oh, she's beautiful, or I love her eyes or her legs or whatever. It was then like, all right, I really got to get, deep here. And it says it literally, it changed everything, and it changed the way I look at my wife. And I appreciate her so much more. And same deal when he presented this gift to her, which is just a little notepad with 365 different entries in it about things that you love or appreciate about them. And she's bawling and said the same thing. It's the best gift anyone's ever given to me. I believe they've been married for 20 something years. So, I mean, how cool is that? Something that they can cherish forever. And it does in both cases, for me and for this person, this is the chemistry was changing throughout this with the wife, who in both cases had no idea what was going on behind the scenes. But I remember clearly even my wife just saying, yeah, I feel like we're having better discussions and better conversations. Like it was really wild, and nothing had really happened except I was appreciating her more. And in return, she was appreciating me more, which goes back to this whole happiness formula about just getting in the habit of saying one nice thing to 3 different people. So that is the challenge this week. Start today. So pick 3 random people. You don't have to pick them just as they come into your life during that day. Just thank them. And it needs to be genuine. You can't just say something silly. Thank them. Say something nice about them. Oh, did you lose weight? You look awesome. Obviously, it needs to be genuine. They can't look 40 pounds more heavier than last time you saw them, but just say something genuinely nice about someone and watch what starts happening. Watch what happens to you as you do this. You will start to feel better. You will start to feel better about yourself. You will become more happy and more fulfilled. So that is a challenge starting today. 3 at a minimum. You can be an overachiever and go 4 or 5, but do 3 different people say one nice, kind thing. And let me know what happens in your life. If you've already been doing this, I'd love to hear your thoughts. and any other cool stories you might have. That's joe@saltstrong.com, JOE at saltstrong.com. Don, thank you again for this awesome book. I'm going to save this one and probably buy, because I've dog-eared the heck out of this one and highlighted it like I do all my books, but I'm going to buy a handful of these and give them out to some people that I know would highly benefit from it. So it's called Skill with People. And then it's The Art of Dealing with People, which I think is the other book. So guys, appreciate you. I love you. And I will talk to you on the next episode.
'Cause fishing, it's in my soul. It was past